Welcome to the Mommy-Lennials podcast, where we don't claim to have all the answers, just a willingness to figure it out. We're your hosts, Jocelyn
and Lauren, proud girl moms and best friends sharing our take on mommyhood. Whether you're changing a dirty diaper, stuck in traffic, or just have a minute to yourself,
we're so happy you're here. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Mommy-Lennials.
Hey, Mommy-Lennials.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm struggling.
Okay. Why are you struggling? We're just going to jump right in. Okay. How have you been sleeping?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know you've been struggling.
Okay, no. First things first. My Wonder Weeks app, we're in the last leap.
Okay.
So that means like the subscription is coming to an end. There's nowhere else to go.
Oh, gosh.
And just like when I ended Huckleberry, you know, my anxiety's through the roof.
Yes.
Because I need to know. Like, she's being crazy. I'm like, where's Wonder Weeks at? What are we doing?
I have to give you kudos for using
Wonder Weeks
as long as you have.
Yeah, girl, that thing, it brings me so much peace of mind. I have some issues with the app, like some of the layout stuff. It's made it hard for me to use. I don't use it as much as I wish I did because of that, because I don't necessarily like the usability. But once things feel off, I'm like, okay, is this a leap? That's how it started. I'd be like, oh, things feel off. Is this a leap? Let me check Wonder Weeks. And then I just kind of, it was like always spot on. So I kind of use it to proactively plan. I'm like, oh, okay, no, we're not doing anything this week because it's the like thunderstorm week or whatever. People are going to think I'm so crazy. I am. And so Wonder Weeks is coming to an end. We're in the like last fussy phase. And then I have like a few, like a month or whatever of sunshine. And then it's over.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious about that.
Are you going to ask me if you should extend? Because that's what you did
There's
with
no
Huckleberry.
extending.
Or like renew.
No, there's no extending. There's no renewing.
Oh, really?
You buy a set of leaps.
Okay.
So you buy, like I bought all of the leaps.
Okay.
So there are no more leaps after this.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't had a baby before. So like.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying. It's so funny. I'm chuckling so hard right now internally because I didn't want to cut you off. But Catherine asked me, do you use Wonder Weeks with Layla? And I was like, no.
Well, she's also your second kid.
I know. And it's just so it feels so long ago that I used Wonder Weeks. And everything that you just said makes total sense to me. That feels like a century ago for me. And
like my heart is racing at the thought of Wonder Weeks being done.
I didn't even think about doing it with Layla.
Really?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Wonder Weeks is an app.
Yes.
That like kind of helps you keep track of baby's milestones. There are a bunch of different ways to use it.
Yes.
But when, you know, babies go through leaps, which are developmental phases, and it essentially tells you based on your baby's due date when your baby will be fussy because they're going through a developmental phase, what they're going to learn in that phase, and when they should be out of it and like really practicing these skills. And so it goes up to like 18 months.
Aurora.
After that, I guess they just develop differently. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Keep you posted. Or Wonder Weeks, if you're trying to extend, you've got a loyal customer here. Like, come on. So all that to say, Wonder Weeks is coming to an end. We are in a fussy phase. And it has been...
Thunderstorm.
Oh, like usually Wonder Weeks will tell you like a thunderstorm week or day. Yeah. And it did, but it feels like it's been 3 weeks of thunderstorm.
Yeah. And for those that don't have the app, it's really cute because they give you icons, like weather related icons based on how your baby's gonna be. And I felt like there were rarely suns.
Oh yeah, it's only there's not that much.
It's like partially cloudy.
Yeah.
Partly sunny.
Exactly.
And I'm like, dang, I can't even get a sunny day.
Some people don't like Wonder Weeks. For me, it's been spot on.
Yeah.
Like for me, when the first time we went on vacation, I wasn't using Wonder Weeks like that. And this is what made me a believer, is Aurora was an angel when we went to El Salvador for the first, like like a baby I had never seen before. And my whole family was like, what are you talking about? This is the most perfect baby. She's a chill baby, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what happened? I opened up Wonder Weeks and we went on the Sunshine Week.
Dang, I was hoping that you were going to say you opened the app and it was still cloudy, but it's because she was out of the United States.
That's what I was hoping for.
That's what we all said.
But I was like,
originally,
traveling, she's way off her schedule, you know, like it was a lot, overstimulation, and she was a dream.
Yeah.
I was like, homegirl, can't you be like this all the time?
Okay, so you're in the last fussy phase.
I'm in the last fussy phase. I feel like I'm back in the newborn phase.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
say that.
She has been waking up. I mean, she's had a cold for also 3 weeks now. So, like, that doesn't help. So, she has been not sleeping. She's been waking up every 2 hours. Last night, it was every hour. And, like, it's been a lot. So,
every
for
hour
3.
is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been sending Steven. I'm like, you got to go. I can't do it. Well, and we were at a phase where she would like wake up, fuss a little bit and put her back to sleep. And now she's just screaming for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on here? And, you know, it was like the holidays. So I was expecting to sleep and rest.
Problem number 1.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, dope. She's sleeping through the night. We've got all this time off. No, she had very different plans for us.
It always goes that way.
Yeah. And so now I'm really nervous because I have to go back to the office. And honestly, I don't know how I did it during the newborn phase. I'm like, you have to have different hormones running through your body that like allow you to power through, because I have been the worst version of myself in the last 3 weeks because it's too much. Like the lack of sleep is too much. And I'm like, what am I going to do?
Okay, so you're saying that before the holiday like season / break, because you had some time off.
Yeah.
Like she was fine while you were at work.
Yeah, so the week before I left for work is when it all started.
Okay.
Like the week before we like went on break.
Okay.
So that week I was a zombie at work. And I was
okay. So you're basically saying if it was anything like that week while I was at work, I'm screwed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that was just 1 week of not sleeping. Now we're talking about 3, almost 4 weeks.
Yeah.
She slept through the night once for sure in the last 3 weeks, one time. And another time that I just don't know if I got up or not.
What do you mean?
Like
you were sleepwalking?
Like maybe I just didn't remember. I would like when I woke up, I was like, did she wake up? And everyone in the house was like, we're all so tired. We have no idea. We have no idea, because my in-laws were in town. She was keeping everybody awake.
Oh my god.
Right. And so I was like, they were like, we have no idea. We're exhausted.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, I know. So maybe I got up and put her back to sleep. I don't know.
Okay. So you're going back to work. And it's possible that she will continue in this. We're not calling it a leap anymore.
Whatever this
phase.
Is. Yeah.
That's really tough, because this is why women should not work when their babies are going through these milestones, phases. Like here's the constant struggle, right? It's like, I want you to work. You want to work. You want to make money. You like your job.
Yeah.
Have a job, go to work, be a mom. We should be able to do it all. But like if baby is struggling, you should be able to call off. Hey, my baby's struggling, or work from home every time that you have that type of situation going on. Like there needs to be more flexibility.
Yeah, I think like we would hope for more flexibility. And
I
sometimes I wonder if it's like we don't advocate for ourselves, right?
Yeah,
like I wonder how much of that. But then I'm also like, we shouldn't have to advocate for ourselves. And then it's like people who don't have kids don't get it. And then some people have really easy kids, or some people don't care. It's really tough.
It is really tough. There's a lot of layers to it. I just think that the first couple of years, you know, like it's so helpful to be at home with baby so that you can go through all the phases. You don't have the stress of work.
Remember at one of your other jobs, you got 6 months off for Mila and also owned whatever in a European country and they got a year.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
Because
so
especially when you had Mila, I feel like 6 months was unheard of.
it was. Yeah, so let's back up a little bit. This is obviously my stance now, especially because I have been out of work. With Mila, I had 6 months leave. Totally paid. No questions asked. It was so easy and seamless. I just felt so relieved when I went on maternity leave because I just felt like my job had my back. They also had like a return to work program where you could come back maybe 4 days a week, right? And it wasn't so stark. And 6 months, just it feels like so much more manageable than less than 6 months.
Yeah.
And that was great. I think that all of this is very subjective to what you have going on. Like in that situation for me, I had just gotten promoted, so I was eager to go back to work. Also, I felt very connected to that version of me, to that identity that I was carrying as a career-oriented woman who is becoming a mom.
Yeah.
That I was like, I can't let go of that piece yet. I'm not there or ever. I don't know, right? I was figuring it all out, but I was excited to go back to work in a sense. And I came back to work. Everything was great. Like, honestly, I'm super lucky I had the support at home to be able to go back to work physically in the office every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then have my daughter being cared for by family, right? So I didn't have the level of anxiety of daycare or the financial implication that would be, right? So it's important for me to call that out. Like, those are the reasons why I felt comfortable going back to work. Come Layla, different job, different maternity leave.
Yeah.
Different experience altogether. It was not such a simple blanket leave. It was kind of like, you get this much with disability, you get this much with the company, you get this much with whatever. And it felt more complicated.
I wonder if you would have felt that way if you wouldn't have had such a positive experience with Mila.
100%. Also, would I have felt that way if this wasn't my second? If this was my first, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors that go into it, right? But all that to say, I ended up making the decision to not go back.
Yeah.
And that has been really interesting. So essentially, I was like, I need at least a year out of work.
Yeah.
Layla's going to turn a year old in April. And it's funny, I think a lot of people assume that it was going to be longer than a year.
Yeah.
When I was like, I'm not going back to work, but I gave myself a year or I'm giving myself a year because I'm still in that year. And it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's been amazing to be on my own timeline, not someone else's timeline. Right? Because even if my job at the time would have said, okay, you get maternity leave for a year, I would have still felt stress and pressure being connected to that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the fact that I have no attachments at all is just the biggest weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
It's been insane. I've been the most stress-free I've been ever since I started working, which was a long time ago. I started working when I was like 12.
Yeah.
And that was another reason why I chose not to go back, right? I was like, I have been working nonstop since I was a teenager. I have not had a break, literally have not had a single break between jobs. And your girl's tired.
Yeah, girl.
And I was just like, it's time for me to take a break. For all parties involved, it's for your benefit, for my benefit, for Layla's benefit, for my family's benefit. I mean, Like everyone wins with me not going back to work.
Yeah.
That's where I was at when I made that decision.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're able to do that.
and I'm able to do that.
Yeah. For me, it was different. It was different in the sense of like, this is the first job I've had where having a baby seemed realistic. Not that I planned it at all, right? But knowing what I know now, I'm like, yeah, at any of my other jobs, I would have worked through maternity leave. There would have been no shutting off. Like, I have never, aside from my honeymoon, my wedding and my honeymoon, completely disconnected from work. Never.
That's
like,
crazy.
I've taken my laptop, I have my phone. My jobs have always been 24/7, nonstop. And then I take this job and find out I'm pregnant in that first month,
Oh my gosh. Yes. How
which
could I
was
forget?
crazy.
Yeah. Because
Like,
you were like, what do I do?
yeah, because I didn't think I could even get pregnant. And so then I start this new job. I find out I'm pregnant. Remember, we had a whole conversation like, when do I tell them? Because I'm still in, I mean, I didn't know how great they were, right? But I was like, I'm still in this probationary period. Can they fire me? They had waited over a year to get someone in this position because they were waiting for the right person. And now I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm going to be here for 8 months. And then I'm going to peace out for maternity leave. I was so anxious to tell them. But I like came back in January because I found out I was pregnant in December, came back in January and I had already been really sick. So like that first day back, I told my boss and his boss.
Yeah.
And they were so happy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dang, you guys have only known me 3 weeks because, then we went on break and they were so happy for me. It was great. And then they were super understanding throughout my whole pregnancy. Going back to work was so hard. And Aurora was a bottle refuser. So that made things even harder. And so she was almost 6 months when I went back into the office, but she wasn't taking a bottle.
That's so hard.
And so I would go into work and like I'd pump and like all this other stuff, right? I'd pump all day. At that point in time, Steve had taken his leave. So he was watching her for like 3 or 4 months. And we just like, talk. And by the time I'd get home, she was so tired and she'd just be crying because she was so hungry. Like I say all the time, hearing any baby's stomach grumble is one of the saddest things ever. Hearing your baby's stomach grumble, like think about it. Do you ever hear a baby's stomach grumble?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Because you can tell they're hungry. You feed them like we're always feeding babies. But because she wouldn't take a bottle, she wasn't eating all day. And I would get home to her stomach grumbling. That was so incredibly hard for me. And like I didn't tell anyone at work because I didn't want to, like I felt like I had already been a big burden. Like, asking for more time off and like in my first year taking maternity leave. So I just like kept it to myself. And then she was hungry all night. So I'd be up feeding her all night. Like if I would have had any of my other jobs, I probably would have stopped working.
Yeah.
But with this job, I was making more money than I had ever made. And so now we had a baby. So it wasn't money that I could turn down, right? I couldn't just say like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I was like, I have to figure this out, right? Like I couldn't take unpaid time off. Like, we had just bought our house thinking interest rates were going to go down. Newsflash, they still haven't. And so like, it was just like a financial decision. Like I had to go back and I wanted to be home with her so bad. Like in that first year up until she turned 1. Well, I'll say I started feeling a lot better once Steve went back to work and we got her nanny.
Yeah.
Just because one, she's a family friend. So I even feel weird calling her a nanny because I don't see her that way, She loves my baby so much and just like Aurora thrives because of her in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So once they kind of started getting into a rhythm, I started feeling better. What I like think is so interesting now, right? She's about to be 18 months, a year and a half. So I've been back at work now for a full year. I have been reflecting a lot, like, I had a lot of issues with Steve and with my parents because I wanted to take unpaid time off. And, you know, at that point in time, I didn't care if we could or couldn't, but they were all really big on like, you need to just rip the Band-Aid and go back. I still don't necessarily agree with the thought process and all of that. But I do think that if I would have stopped working where I am now, I wouldn't be happy. I don't know if I would regret it, because can you ever regret spending like time with your baby? But work was such a big part of my identity forever, right? Like even as a kid, I remember like, this is what I want to be when I grow up. This is what I want to do. It's always like looking ahead, looking ahead, looking ahead. And then I'm doing all of the things, right? And I've had a lot of passion for my work. And I think that if I would have stopped, it would be a big hit to my identity.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would really be struggling with who I am now.
Well, also your identity, but your confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's connected.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's something me and you have connected on a lot, which is the reason why it is a part of our identity.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to it. There's the expectation that we have to fulfill, either our own expectations that we have set for ourselves, but based on maybe what our parents sacrificed for us to be able to have these careers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and on that point, that was another big discussion I would have with my parents.
Yeah.
Right. Because they'd be like, well, you know, you've worked so hard, you've done all of this. I would always say to them, yeah, all of your sacrifices, my sacrifices, your work, my work is, yes, so that I can be in these rooms and blah, 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 but also so that I have freedom of choice.
Yeah.
Right. So that I'm not stuck in one place. So that like, if this place doesn't serve me, I can take my skills and take them somewhere that does.
Yeah.
Or move in a different direction.
Right.
And I think it was hard for them to get that, but I still believe that. Right.
I stand by that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they sacrificed for us to be able to make that, have the decision to make, right?
Yeah.
It's not just black and white where they made those sacrifices, so we are indebted to them, and that looks like us working in better careers that they had as our repayment, in a sense. You know, that I don't mean to like make it sound so transactional, because it's not transactional and it's not that simple, but they sacrificed so much for us to be in a better position on all fronts. And that allows us to have the choice. And I think that I went through the same, it's funny, I went through a same thought process, but when I talked to my parents about it, my mom was kind of like, good. Like, she didn't ever think, oh, like, are you sure you don't want to go back? It was very much like, I'm glad that you have the opportunity to take a break.
You also had a plan.
I did.
I mean, you knew your break wasn't going to be forever.
Yeah.
And your decision wasn't impulsive.
That's true. I mean,
right?
It took me so long to reach my decision.
Yeah.
That's
like, I was like,
that was another,
I don't want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Like, my decision was very much impulsive.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And I think my mom was like, you're going to miss this part of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
mean, I think hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
For you, right? Like what you were just saying. I think that it maybe wasn't the right approach, but the outcome was actually what was best for you.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, right? Like, I am very proud of being a working mom. I like being a working mom. I still wish I was with her more.
Yeah. And those two things can be true.
Yeah. Like, I want to work.
Yeah.
I love my job. I love what I do. I think I'm really good at what I do. Not I think. I know I'm really good at what I do. And I think I also know that it's important for her to see me working, being really good at what I do.
And that's something your dad reminded you of.
Well, it was one of my mentors that, like, when I was really struggling with the decision to go back, and I'm glad we're talking about this because I wanted to bring it up, because I know a lot of moms are struggling with that decision, right? Like, of going back, what flexibility looks like the like tug, like, what is it? The like push and pull of being at work and being with your baby. But especially for girl moms, right? A mentor, a good friend and mentor said to me, Jocelyn, it is important for your daughter to see all that she can accomplish as a woman. And it is more important for her to see that through you.
Yeah.
And that is what would like get me through those first days. I would be like, as she grows up, it's important for her to see me working.
Yeah.
It's important for her to see me doing big things, enjoying them. I think it'd be different if I didn't enjoy it, and being really good at it.
Yeah.
It's important for her to see that people respect me and that girls can do hard things.
Well, first of all, I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah.
Because I think that when we talk about that inner conflict of going back, not going back, what does that look like? That's definitely the loudest voice, right? Because we want our children to see that. And it's so important for the workforce or is it the workforce?
Yeah. To like
The workplace.
well, yeah, it's important for moms to take up space in the workforce.
Yes.
I think is what we're getting at.
That's what I'm trying to say, because when we talk about the workplace, I think it's important for them to see what moms need to be able to go back to work and feel supported, right? So it's like, if you didn't go back to work and you didn't share some of the challenges that you were facing, then they would never know that that is a realistic or a reality for a lot of moms. And they could have lost a huge asset, right? By not supporting you.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what I want more places of work to understand, that you guys are missing out on huge assets for your company or for your business or organization, whatever, by not creating a space that is flexible and adaptable for those people. And if we're not in there voicing what we need and making it known to them, change will never happen.
And advocating for others, right?
Yeah.
Or like helping people advocate for themselves, which is like a role that I think I've always kind of played.
Yeah.
Right. And like now at work and in so many other ways, right? It's like encouraging not just moms, right? But like we're talking about moms here. So encouraging moms to like, yeah, advocate for yourself. And if you need someone to back you up, I'm here. Like I'm here. I will say, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Like that happened to me because it probably did. Or like, yeah, I read about that in my mom's groups or whatever it is, right? Like to make every workplace a better environment. I'll say I'm really lucky that my job is really open, right, to those conversations and to change. And I know not everybody's in that environment,
not at
right?
all. Not at all.
And so sometimes I'm weary when we tell people to advocate for themselves, because it's not just advocating for yourself, but it's advocating for yourself in a smart way. And in a way that, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but in a way that fits into the work culture, right? Whatever your work culture is, like find a way to advocate yourself within those walls, because the last thing you want to do is be a nuisance.
Yeah.
You're already asking for what people will see as special treatment, although we know it's not actually special. So the last thing you want to do is like make it so that they're like, you know what, this is too much trouble. This is too much of a hassle. It's not worth it, because then you've done a disservice to you do a disservice to other people. Like it's a tough balance.
It is a tough balance. So on the flip side of all of what we just said, I think that there's also reality where that doesn't make sense for you. Like doing all of that doesn't align with where you're at in your life and your world. And if you are able to maybe take that break that, you know, you feel like you need, and like make sacrifice, because it comes with sacrifice, right? Being able to do that. Like you're going to go down from 2 incomes to 1. There's going to be sacrifices. If you're able to make that decision and stay home, like there's nothing wrong with that either, right? And I think that we already have a huge responsibility as moms. So one less responsibility, well, let's call that a responsibility, advocating for yourself in that space, is also good, right? Because it's a lot of pressure. And if you don't feel like you have the voice for that right now, or where you're at with your postpartum journey or whatever, then like that's okay. Like that, I knew for me, like that wasn't a fight that I was willing to fight.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I'm just like, it's not, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's kind of complicated too, right? It just depends on where it is, what it looks like, how hard of a barrier it is to push through, right? Like, if that organization is stuck in their ways and not willing to be adaptive, and not willing to like improve for that group of people, then it's never going to happen. And you're like, one voice may not make the difference that you hope that it will make. So I think it's tough. I think a part of my decision-making process was reading or listening to the audiobook, The Power Pause. That was huge. And honestly, I'm so grateful for that book, and so grateful for the author who went through that for herself, because a big part of the book is about kind of reclaiming power in that decision of not going back to work. And when we go back to the idea of confidence, like finding confidence in your decision, and then finding confidence from a different place, and not necessarily allowing your career to be the only funnel of confidence, right? And so it's been an interesting shift for me, because that has been almost like a security blanket for so long, where I'm like, I know I'm good at my job. I know that I'm good at what I do. I know that I have a really valuable skill set, and who am I without all of that? Right. And I think that it's been fun with Momillennials. I mean, honestly, me not taking the break, Momillennials wouldn't have
absolutely
come to life.
I mean, it would have been, so for, obviously our listeners don't know, but the first iteration of Momillennials was a blog on Substack. And then I was going to read the blogs so that people could listen to them on like the podcast part of Substack. Like that's what it would have been, right? Because I wouldn't have let it go. And so like, and I'm glad we're talking about this, because I asked you the other day, I don't even think it had to do with this episode, but I was like, wait, do you identify as a stay-at-home mom? And quickly you were like, no. And I was like, that's so interesting, because I also don't see you as a stay-at-home mom. Not that being a stay-at-home mom is a bad thing.
No.
It's just,
it's a label. So that's what the book talks about too, where, and I think before I read that book, and when I was working through the decision to stay at home or not, see, it's not even staying at home, it's not going back to work. What I was grappling with was how that label didn't feel, I didn't connect with that label of stay at home mom, because I think that that's just too restrictive of a label. Like, stay at home, if you just interpret it as literally verbatim, stay at home, there's an assumption that the mom is going to stay at home all the time with their children. And like, that's where her box is. Staying at home. In my mind, I'm like, I don't want that label. And I could change that narrative. Like, it doesn't have to, I can be a stay-at-home mom and approach it differently, but I just like didn't connect with that label. And then another part of me is like, why does there have to be a label to it? Right. And so the book talks about kind of understanding that there are a lot of different labels that people have created to make it kind of easier for themselves to understand your role. Like, it seems like everyone wants everyone to have a label or a role, right? Which is normal. It's like a societal.
It's how we function.
Exactly. But I have the power to decide how I identify, right?
Yeah.
And I still struggle with it a little bit because what you just said, right? Everyone, especially in this area, it's a lot about what do you do for work. And when I first gave birth to Layla, the question that I kept getting was, how long is your leave? When do you go back to work? It was so constant. And so I had to start building confidence in myself around my decision and around that idea that I'm not going back to work and I'm okay with that. And I love that this is what I need. And I don't really have to convince anyone else that this is the best decision for me and my family. Although I did feel that way in the beginning. There's a lot of emotions and feelings that come with that decision too.
Well, you know, I love to say you might not be getting a paycheck.
Yes.
But you do have a job.
I do have a job.
Because Mommillennials is a job.
Yeah.
Like you said, it wouldn't be what it is if you were in an office every day.
Yeah. And I think that that's a big part of...
Also because we have different sleep patterns, right? Like I always joke, I'm like, this is our 5 to 9 after our 9 to 5, but Aurora doesn't go to bed until 9 on good days.
So how can it be, you know, 5 to 9?
Like it'd be really hard for us to do this.
Well, I think it would have been really hard for us to start it.
Yeah.
Because I am planning on going back to work this year. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how, but and thankfully it won't be until like definitely after Layla turns 1, which is after April. It will likely be in the summertime, right? And so that gives us enough time where we can figure out what that looks like for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity because literally Mommillennials would not have started had I had that job.
Yeah.
But to your point about this being a job, I think a big part of my decision around diving into this was, okay, I do plan on going back to the workforce in the future, and I don't want to lose touch with the skill set that I do have.
Yeah. So
this opportunity with you has been actually really great because it has challenged me to look at things differently. It's a different type of job than I had before, but the skill set that I have has applied to Mommillennials a lot, organizationally.
Oh, for sure.
Logistically, like that's where my bread and butter is. So it keeps...
Guys, Lauren runs a tight ship. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it sucks when the employees don't get in line. And when we say employees, we're talking Aurora. She's on the payroll, okay? And she does not go to sleep when she needs to, and it's messing with our shifts. She's on a pip.
Aurora's on a pip.
She is on a pip. Performance improvement plan, by the way. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a loaded conversation, loaded topic.
Well, something that so many moms struggle with.
Yeah.
Right? Like we put up a poll on like, what should we talk about? Because we had a million different things we wanted to talk about when we were recording this episode. And people said navigating careers.
Yeah. I think if we had to leave our audience with anything, that's tough. But
yeah.
You want to go first?
I can go first. Yeah. I would say, remember you have freedom of choice. Remember it is, and I've thought about like, you know, we talked a lot about girl moms, but I also think it's very important for boys to see women in the workforce. Like we're just like glancing over that, like, but it is important for your children to see you working if that's something you want to do, because the most important thing is for your children to see you happy and thriving. So remember, you have choice. We have freedom of choice. If going back to work is daunting. Let's figure out why, and let's figure out what we can do to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have the opportunity to not go back, don't.
Mm-hmm.
If
that's what you want.
If that's what you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't want to go back and you are able to not go back, don't. If you don't want to go back and you have to go back, let's find a way to make that as enjoyable as possible.
Mm-hmm. My takeaway for you is that if you wish that you could stay at home
Mm-hmm.
when they're younger and you're not able to, just remember that there's so much life ahead, right? And you could totally work towards that, because I think a lot of people put emphasis in those first few years. They go by so quick. You want to be there for every little step. I want to be there when they take their first steps, and I want to be there when they first crawl. And it's really sad and disheartening when you do miss those and you're at work and you're like questioning whether or not you should be at home seeing that. All of that is valid, but don't forget that they have such a long life ahead of them, and there's going to be so many more opportunities for you to show up for them in moments that they might need you even more for.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think about when Mila and Layla are in middle school or in high school, and they're starting to have those really difficult realizations around their friendships, around life, around stressful situations, peer pressure. Mm-hmm. Those are the moments that I do not want to miss. Mm-hmm. Because those, like, we talk about those early years being really formative from a developmental standpoint, yes. But I think that preteen, teen, like, those are the extremely formative years that end up being how your child is going to end up being as an adult. Mm-hmm. And I want a heavier hand in that. Mm-hmm. And that's just something, it's just like something to think about, right? Like, if you want that for yourself as well, maybe in due time you can work towards having that one income and taking a career pause in the future for you to be able to show up during that time of their life too, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, just remember that it doesn't have to be right now, but definitely just try to listen to what your gut is telling you.
And like, as I hear you talk, the one thing that like is kind of resonating with me is that it's not all or nothing.
Yes.
Like, I think it's so important that you keep saying career pause, because I think a lot of times we feel like if we take a break, we can never go back, right? Like, that's daunting. Like, how do you go back? What do you figure? Like, how does that happen? But you can.
Definitely.
You can. And like, you're a mom, you're a badass. Like, you'll figure it out.
You can
if
do
you're
whatever
able
you
to.
want.
Yeah, exactly. We have free will.
Yes. And I think that is so important to remember. Like, it's not all or nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had to go through my own experience to realize that. And I love that for me.
I love that for you too.
Yes.
And I love it for me.
I love that for you too, because there's going to come a day where you're kind of going to be like, you might be like, you know what? We're good. Like,
once this podcast takes off, baby
I
girl.
built that foundation.
Yeah.
I put in the hard work now for me to be able to just like not work when I turn whatever.
It could or like have more flexibility or whatever, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
Yeah, sorry, that was a long winded
takeaway.
But it's important. I think this topic, we will probably have to talk about it again at some point.
When you go back.
When I go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of the Mommillennials community. If you liked this episode, hit that follow button, connect on our socials, and don't forget to share with other mommies.
Want more? Head to our website, read our blog, grab some merch, and check out our other episodes. Until next time, bye.